Defensively, man, Cam Sutton, I thought that he put together a heck of a performance. The continued growth in terms of his man-to-man coverage, his taking chance ability as well. And
Should
just
have had 2 picks.
He should have. Now I get why they called the first one, because his arms were outside the framework. Man, that's a hole. I get it. But I still like the overall aggression that he was playing with. I like how he was flying around and just his overall confidence. I thought as a whole, the DBs, they did what they were supposed to do. I didn't say they dominated the matchup, but they definitely made more than their fair share of plays. And I thought that was a key part of this. Part of like when I did the, when I talk about like those 5 matchups, right? And even when we come here, we talking like advantages, pros and cons. Some of the things that we're talking about, it's like, man, let's see how it lines up. And that was a critical part of the matchup. I mean, when we go down that list and we look at it, it's like, man, of the matches, we were winning the ones that we needed to win. Now, were they going to make plays? Sure. We know what Jamar Chase was. We know what he was doing out there. And I was not a fan of all the single coverage on him. I was not a fan of single coverage on Jamar Chase, and I'm still not a fan of it. I hope you feel good, though, in terms of some of the single coverage, right? I feel
like the ones he torched us.
You know what I'm saying? Like, do you have clarity on it though? Because I remember going in, you were kind of like, "Yo, I want to see it. I want to see a single cover him in particular." That was my only thing.
Here's what I will say.
Yeah.
You can correct me if I'm wrong on this.
Yeah.
The ones that Jamar Chase really cooked us on in single coverage, I felt were way more close to the end zone.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So what else we doing there? I mean, you throwing a little like curl flat zone or something?
Yeah. I mean, some of the stuff, and we did do some of that. We were running a lot of more 2 though. A lot of 2, not 2 man. It was more so Tampa and just regular like traditional cover 2, because it made sense. It gives you the illusion that, hey man, you could be really aggressive on these wide receivers at the line of scrimmage, but you're still protected over top. Your corners don't have to deal with the vertical threat of it. So some of it was him just winning in those veins as well. But as a whole, man, I thought that the defense, in terms of DBs in that matchup, when it was zone, they tackled the catch. And even in some of the man stuff,
the guy who was missing was Edmonds. I didn't think Edmonds had his best game. He was the one missing some tackles.
Edmonds? I didn't necessarily agree.
No, I thought Edmonds did fine. It's just
no.
I think it's more to your point of just like, yeah, we for the most part made tackles. The only ones I remember is like 1 or 2 from Edmonds, but didn't kill us.
Yeah.
But I thought Edmonds was fine overall.
Yeah, because I was going to say, I was like, man, all the dudes obviously had a play or 2, even Mink included, where they missed one and it was able to, have it run. And that is part of what the Bengals can do. We know they're very explosive after the catch and stuff like that. But as a whole, man, we tackled the catch. We did what we needed to do. And I do agree. The only times we was getting torched in man was, when the field was condensed. And part of it you got to live with. But as a whole, it was still sometimes where we were out in the middle of the field where I personally was like, man, why are we even flirting with allowing this dude,
especially with them not having T. Higgins?
That's my whole thing. I'm just like, you don't have to allow him to be single coverage, because what happens is he gets in a rhythm. Then you started seeing him heat up. Then Burrow starts getting a rhythm. Then Burrow heats up. Before we know it, now we're looking at these dudes and it's like, bro,
that's all he really had.
Yeah, literally, that was
Boyd
it.
Had some catches and stuff, but then they had that dude Thomas out there. He ain't T. Higgins.
He was low key sneaky though.
You're right.
He had like 2. Right. He definitely had 2.
He cooked someone. Didn't he get a 2-point conversion or get a touchdown? He cooked someone. It was a Kello. I remember it. Yep.
But he in the 2 where it was one. Well, 2 should have been touchdowns. One was when Minka knocks out in the back of the end zone, and the other was the overthrow. And the other one was on the overthrow on the left side. But both of them was on Sutton as well. That was the other part. It was like, yo, on some of the matches, like, yo, man, we shouldn't be losing to him. But I'm like, all right, but it didn't hurt us because we make a play in the back of the end zone. It's overthrow over here. It bounces out. But yeah, as a whole, it was just like, yo, if Jamar Chase the only guy of relevance, why are you single covering this dude? Why are you even allowing him that? Like, just completely take him out the game, man. Make them have to go Michael Thomas. Make them have to go Thomas. Make them have to go Hayden Hurst. Make them have to go over here to win. That was only like my only issue about how we were handling him at times, man.
But I think ultimately cornerbacks.
Yeah.
Positive, very positive.
Absolutely, man. The turnovers, bro. Like, let's be real. You get a pick 6 in there. You get 2 picks out of that room. Levi with the heck of a stop as well, man. All 3 of them dudes. He did. He got hurt on a 2-point conversion. Now, they haven't said if his was serious, right?
No, everyone's focused on TJ.
Yeah.
I think they forgot about Levi.
Yeah. I'm like, man, Levi, Najee. I was glad Mason Cole was able to come back. When he went down, I was like, hold on now. Who are we going to next? But, yeah, man.
JC. Would have had him in JC.
Yeah, because the other one was in street clothes. Yeah.
Speaking of cornerbacks, one more thing I got to say.
Uh-oh.
Mike Hilton, who?
Oh, that's where we're going?
Arthur Mallette did.
Oh, no, I'm with you.
Come on, man.
Well, what's his name?
Who?
What's his name?
Arthur Mallette.
All right, what's his first name?
Arthur.
Nah, he was hooping.
Dude,
bro.
he had a couple
was
Mike
balling.
Hilton blitzes. One he whiffed on. He should have had 2 sacks.
Facts. He has the strip sack at the end that knocks them, essentially out of field goal range to make them have to force the punt. No, Arthur was doing his thing. And it was interesting to see early on, too, how they were going to rotate because he was the first slot that was in the game. They left Cam Sutton on the outside with Akello. Levi was on the bench. But what they were doing was in nickel is Arthur Mallette. When they would go dime and bring in that third safety where it was Trey Norwood, Edmonds, and Minka, that's when Cam would bump it to the inside and it would bring Levi on in that sense. And then from there, as the game went on, they started to rotate those guys on the outside. But I was really surprised to see Arthur was out there that early, but he was balling. He was making the plays he was supposed to make, man. So salute him for that, man. My name partnered him. So, yeah, man, major love for him, man. I was hyped. Definitely was hyped, man.
I don't think there's really a bad thing you could say about the defense.
I would agree, man. Like I said, even our pass rush, I thought that when you're talking Cam Hayward, you're talking in terms of their interior D linemen. Cam Hayward, he was winning. Larry Ogunjobi, he low-key was putting on. He was having one of them ones too. He just wasn't finishing getting home.
He was closing gaps.
Yeah, he was closing gaps. He was also in terms of the pass rush, he was putting a lot of interior pressure on, collapsing that pocket on the left side, whereas Cam was obviously on our right side, collapsing on that side. But that was huge, man. Just watching some of the stuff that he was doing and just his overall presence being out there, like. He is a different type of athlete, a different type of animal in contrast to a Chris Wormley or a Isaiah Loudermilk. So, yeah, man, watching him out there, I was like, yo, I like this a lot. DeMarvin Lee, I was doing some stuff too, man.
I saw him.
He was doing some stuff too, man, so salute him.
Man, I even mentioned Jameer Jones earlier. He had that pass deflection.
He did, bro. Bro, we get a lot of pass deflections all of a sudden, too, man. I like that, man. Not all of a sudden, but, like, that's like our thing, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. DraftKings Sportsbook. And you know we got big time love for DraftKings Sportsbook. But when we're talking about DraftKings, we know they are the #1 rated sports booking app. Not only are they safe, but they are secure. And just like Deke, and I love to say this, they are reliable because reliability matters. And you don't want to be playing anywhere else but with DraftKings Sportsbook. So if you haven't downloaded the app, make sure you do that. But more importantly, once you do so, use the promo code MOATS. And when you make that first bet for $5, a minimum of $5, because, you don't have to hold yourself back. Some people are big spenders, and I get that. But when you make that first bet of a minimum of $5, you're going to get $200 in free bets coming right back to you. All you need to do is use the promo code MOATS for that. And after that, baby, you get to have a little fun. You get to go out there and, get a chance to make a little money and have all that good stuff happening. But, Deke, I am aware that at times people, they can't handle it. Sometimes it becomes a little bit too much for them, and they fall into this other category where they might have a problem.
Yeah,
well,
we don't
Deke,
like to see it.
As I look at my screen right now, the screen just went black, and it's a lot of information up there with DraftKings Sportsbook. In particular, for my New York people, you see it's a number that you can call. You can even text it. But then for everybody else, those of you that don't live in New York, it's a number that you can call as well. And that number is 1-800-GAMBLER. I say the 1-800-GAMBLER. I said, if you have a gambling problem or you need some crisis counseling, you better go ahead, say, now talk to me. Now you better call 1-800-GAMBLER. Gambler! Oh, talk to me now. Gambler! 1-800-GAMBLER.